Either that means I either live in a really bad neighbourhood or the season of spooks has begun. But I shouldn't celebrate too soon because a certain game has been sighted in the area. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
Sonic the Hedgehog. No, not that one. No, not that one either. No, How many games exist that are called Sonic the Hedgehog? I was going to say that I was surprised, but I'm really not. Sonic the Hedgehog came out on November 24, 2006 on Xbox 360 and March 23, 2007 on PlayStation 3 and was not received well to say the least. The game was interdimensionally panned and was quickly given the title of the worst game ever made, and let me tell you, that is not a good title to get for a reboot. Yes, for some reason Sega thought that a series about an anthropomorphic blue rodent needed a reboot. Who knew the game everyone said is bad, but it has a certain charm to it, so bad its good vibe emanates from every part of it. But before we get into the review, I quickly want to talk about the development of this game. This game had an incredibly rocky development. According to some people inside of the company, the game was lost and or deleted halfway through development. They had to start over from scratch. And half of the people working on it were moved to working on Sonic and the Secret Rings. Along with even more development issues like extreme time crunch and tremendous pressure on the developers, led to the quality of this game being so bad. It's not just that they woke up one day and said, "You know what would be funny?" They tried to make this game good, but due to the aforementioned issues, the team couldn't polish up the game and tons of glitches and bugs were left in. Now let's quit the babbling and actually review this game, shall we? Starting off with the gameplay, this game has gameplay alright. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is, of course, a linear 3D platformer, much alike Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. There are 4 episodes in the game: Sonic Episode, Shadow Episode, Silver Episode, and Last Episode, where you play as the respective characters. For Last Episode, that is a mixture. The game has a hub world that brings you to the 10 action stages in the game. You can jump by pressing A or B, and do whatever this is by pressing X or Y. That said, the physics just don't function well. You lose your momentum randomly, and in a game about speed, that can lead to very unfair deaths. We'll go over a quick breakdown of Wave Ocean to start. The level immediately starts off with you speeding through 2 loops. At this point, if you want to, you can just stop and the game doesn't care at all. You'll just stand there upside down. Everything alright, Sonic? Anyway, if you keep going, instead of marvelling at the amazing gravity system of this game, you'll quickly find yourself skidding over water.
Who in their right mind thought this was a good place to start?
Again, this just doesn't function half of the time. If you even get close enough to a wall for you to be able to see that you've gone too close, Sonic has already fallen into the void underneath the water, going right through solid matter while being at it. Then you make it to the first piece of land in the level. It's like 3 meters in size and there are 5 robots that are really no threat at all. But it's the beginning of the game, so I don't mind. Except for the fact that these same enemies are also in the last stage of the entire game, but that isn't the point. Ah yes, instead of ditching the water skidding mechanic or making it actually work, they put in an extremely similar section also making use of the water skidding mechanic.
A great idea if I do say so myself.
After this area, you make it to a swinging pole. Like, this doesn't fit into the environment at all, it doesn't serve a purpose. We're a little over 30 seconds in and we haven't really gotten the main mechanic for the stage yet. Having played some Mario Maker, I know a thing or two about level design. Stages mostly have single or a few mechanics that get built on top of as the level progresses. So far we've had 2 water sections that were both the same difficulty and a random pole on the beach. Not to forget the 3 seconds spent on land so far. Continuing onwards, we have a platform with some rings and then a spring that pushes you into a booster and starts a quick time event where you have to press A when you hit a wall. There's also this extremely cheesy narrator.
If you jump just as you land on a wall, you can jump off of it.
Grind rail interlude, and then you make it to these gates that the developers had some fun with for another 10 seconds before throwing the idea away again. Then there are some enemies, or alternatively you can run up this wall, moving spikes, springs, yada yada yada. And it just rips on Sonic Adventure in this part where you're being chased by a whale. Then you ride the whale, and now you're playing as Tails. Can you see that this level doesn't have one or a few mechanics, but just places random stuff down and hopes it works? And spoiler alert, it doesn't. Quickly skipping over Tails' section, Sonic goes into what the game calls a Mach Speed section. This is an auto-running section that is so jank. They're in most stages and absolutely suck. They have all the problems that the water skidding sections have, but you're even faster so they're multiplied. The other 9 stages are very similar to this, with later stages introducing even buggier mechanics like snowboarding sections or the parts where you ride a buggy. Let's move on from talking about the level design to talking about the design of the hub world, which is Soliana. It's also terrible. Areas that are supposed to keep you awake can be clipped in by just walking, walls don't exist sometimes, the quests are pathetic and glitches are everywhere. Soliana is split into different sections: Castletown, New City and Forest. And from the amount of levels in these areas, you can see that the beginning of the game had a lot more work put into it. All the other hubs, except Castletown, just have absolutely nothing to do in them. You may be asking, what is there to do in these hub worlds other than to select levels?
Side quests in a Sonic game.
Yes, there are side quests in this game, and I hate these too. They're either really short, really annoying, or both, mostly being both. The hub world seems like a half-assed attempt at what it's trying to do, like the rest of the game. And now we get to the juicy bits, the story. This game's story is a fever dream. It is so ridiculously serious that it forgets this game is about a fast blue rodent. Dr. Eggman kidnaps Princess Elise of Soliana in the hopes of harnessing the flames of disaster, a destructive power sealed within her. Aided by his friends Tails and Knuckles, Sonic works to protect Elise from Eggman. Meanwhile, Shadow and his fellow agent Rouge accidentally release an evil spirit, Mephiles. The spirit transports them into a post-apocalyptic future ravaged by a demonic monster, Iblis. When Mephiles meets survivors Silver and Blaze, he fools them into thinking Sonic is the cause of this destruction and sends them to the present to kill him. Throughout the story, Sonic and friends travel between past, present and future in their efforts to stop Mephiles and Iblis and protect Elise from Dr. Eggman. Though at first Silver stalks Sonic and impedes his attempt to save Elise, Shadow reveals to him that Sonic is not the cause of this world's suffering, but rather Mephiles, who is trying to change the past for his own evil purposes. They learn that Mephiles seeks to bond with Iblis, who was sealed within Elise as a child, as they are two halves of Soliana's omnipotent god, Solaris. Mephiles eventually succeeds after killing Sonic to make Elise cry over his death, releasing her seal on Iblis and merging with him to become Solaris, who then attempts to consume time itself. The heroes use the power of the Chaos Emeralds to revive Sonic, and he, Shadow and Silver transform into the super forms to defeat Solaris. Sonic and Elise are brought to the past and extinguish Solaris' flame, removing the god from existence and preventing the previous events from ever occurring.
Woo, that was complicated, and the fact that just a summary scares me.
Why did they make the story so convoluted and serious? Like, this just doesn't work in a Sonic game. But, contrary to popular belief, this game has one good, dare I say great part: the soundtrack. This game's OST is so good in comparison to what the rest of the game is, and that's probably because the composers had plenty of time while the actual developers were crunched the heck out. There are some tracks that absolutely nail the theming of the area, even if the area sucks to play. Crisis City is better here than it is in Generations in my opinion, and I am so disappointed that his world never reappeared in any game as far as I'm aware. I don't know a ton about what makes good music, but these tracks are really solid. In conclusion, the fact that this game was even released surprises me. Every part of it is ridiculously out of tune with what the series is. It is astonishing. Though the game is most known for the memes it created. The real-time fan dub of this game by Snapcube is hilarious and I really recommend checking it out.
Well, you see, it's a gamer pad. Not many girls come in here because I get friend zoned so frequently. But that's okay.
I'd like to be in the friend zone. I'd like friends.
It's not as pleasant as you'd think.
And the Let's Plays people have done all have an unexpected twist because of the jank. But would I recommend this game? My answer might seem obvious, but surprisingly, yes! This game doesn't fail to surprise me every time I play it. And I recommend this game wholeheartedly because it's so hilarious to play. It is really the incarnation of so bad it's good. Thanks for watching to the end. I hear rumours that if you like and subscribe, you'll get a cookie. I don't know about you, but I'm doing it right away.